Well, here we are on a beautiful day, back on Willow Lake Fendon Fisheries for part 4. Managed to get back on here, lucky enough, as it's fully booked pretty much for the rest of, well, for the next 2 months at least. And I thought I'd give you a little walk down here. This is peg 5, no sorry, peg 3. Yep, this is peg 3, and I haven't fished this bank here. It's a very comfortable peg. And yeah, so I decided not to go back in peg 7 where I've previously fished in part 1, 2 and 3, which is there. And I even had a chance to probably get on old bait, as the fish haven't really fed since I was here last week. But I've decided against it. This is peg 3, you get a lot of water in this peg. Very nice. And you get the main centre of the lake here, but it's not where I'm fishing, so I'm pitched up just down the bank a little bit. Just walk down and see where I'm pitched up for the next 2 nights. So this is peg 2 right there, which is not much of a peg anymore, to be honest, and no one fishes it, and it's sort of overgrown. No one fishes it at all really, to be fair. And this is where I am, peg 1. You see I've got crap everywhere at the minute, because you'll see no vehicles down this bank, so you actually have to unload. I've actually got crap all up the bank. Oh dear, I didn't think it was this messy when I switched the camera on. So I have stuff everywhere, and here we are though, peg 1, and we'll come to the rods in a minute. And there's the rest of my stuff up there. So I was pretty eager just to unload, so I unloaded it all. Got the rods spotted up and clipped up. Two very little tight spots I've got to get them on. And quickly took the van and come back and got the rods in straight away. So happy days. And here we are, peg 1. So let me sit down. Oh, I've unloaded all that gear now. So I've decided against fishing open water this time. Previously you've seen me in peg 1 in episode 1, 2 and 3. I was fishing open water, and I fancied a bit of margin fishing as it's warmed up a little bit. We're halfway through April now, and it's a lovely warm day. So yes, so I have one rod, which is the right hand rod, going out there against them reeds there, and you've got to judge it just right for the backswing to fall on the spots beautifully. A foot either way will either put you too far or too short. And then the left hand rod, zoom, goes out just to the edge of that tree there, and you've got to literally just clip the branch on the way down. You've got to be about 1 inch off it just to fall in the right spot on the backswing, which I have done, by the way. So it took me about 5 casts to get both rods right, but I'm happy with how they both are now. I'm pretty happy to leave them till tomorrow. And the third rod is going out there on a zig. I've decided to devote just one rod to a zig permanently this session, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to put it at 5 1/4, and I'm going to leave it out there. Not leave it out there permanently, I will be re-chucking it, but I'm going to fish one rod on a zig for the whole 48-hour session I'm here. And so it's just margins and zigs, a bit different to what we've been fishing. Open water, obviously through the winter months the fish are all held up in open water, and now they've just started to get into the margins where the food first starts coming. And I'm going to really enjoy myself this session. New scenery, different view to the other peg altogether, and yeah, looking forward to it. And I'll leave you with that for now, and we'll have a little chat soon. I'm going to get this crap packed up because it's everywhere, and start thinking about getting the house set up. But firstly, I'm going to tackle that zig and ping that out there. I'll see you in a bit. Right guys, I've just made up that zig. I haven't chucked it out yet, but I thought it'd just be timed up. Now I've got them 2 margin rods out, just come around here and put a bit of goodness out. So I'm just going to crush a few boilies up. I've already put about 15 to 20 baits out just in chops and stuff, just flicking them up and down the margins. Also put a small scattering of pellets, and I'm just going to top out with a bit of boilie just to see me through to the afternoon and the evening. But I think there's 1 or 2 fish still on the spot, so I better be quick and I better be quiet. Seen a quick fish milling through there, didn't get his head down. I was just passing through, scoping out the situation, and I think it definitely looks like a fish maybe we could capture a bit later on. So happy days. I just put another 12 baits out round there, just crushed up. I want to keep things simple, just keeping it pellet and the enzyme, and yeah, keep things simple and hopefully it'll pay off. I'll see you in a bit. Rather a bit close, weren't it? It's the 3rd lap round now. Obviously training for some sort of military operation or something. How are we looking? Pretty darn good. The traps are set. Just a waiting game now. Done a few things different that might probably a lot of anglers wouldn't think to do, and that is, you can tell a good carp angler just the thought I've put into even positioning my rods. So a lot of people would have put their rods here or here, right on the edge where there's holes, or even there, but every inch plays its part, especially when you're fishing far margin across there. So I've got 2 rods on the spot. A lot of fish feed across that margin, a lot of fish get away with it, not many fish get caught there. So I've actually put 2 rods on the spot, something I would never usually do on a margin, and I'm just trying to get one to trip up. I'm thinking it will work. The plan is I'm expecting at least 2 bites off that spot, and it's only done 3 fish this week, so I'm feeling confident, as you can see, but also having my rods here. So let me explain. So firstly, in this position in the pegler going out, I've got the rods to the left of the peg so that I get the line away from the bait over there as fast as possible, rather than dragging it right down the line of the margin. If I would have had it there, I pull it out so it sort of goes into the deep sill. The line lays on a deep sill away from the feeding fish. But I've also left enough space so I can get in. As soon as I grab that rod, I'm going to give it left hand side strain right to here. So right out, down deep, hold the rod low and just let it bounce about and try and get it straight away from them snags as fast as possible. Well, that's the theory anyway, so we'll see if it works. And I'm just baiting another spot out long out there now. I found a beautiful little spot in about 9 foot. It's a little bit hard in amongst loads of soft. So I've found that little beauty now. I'm just going to put about 10 little midi spoms over it and see where that gets us for the night. But yeah, I'm going to crack on with that anyway, and I shall see you in a bit. Thought I'd just walk you guys up to the toilet up here at Fenland. I give credit when credit's due. It looks pretty. It's like being in France. I do love this place, I must admit. Shower block. And look at that. It's all like massive pink clumps of blossom. It looks amazing. Toilet. You can see it a bit better now in a better light. Let me zoom in on that. Looks lovely. Up against the white, look. Looks so nice. I actually feel like I'm on a holiday in France. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. I cherish these moments. Nights like tonight, it's going to be nice and warm, about 7 degrees. Spring's finally here. Wildlife's back. Carp fishing's coming at its best. Loving it. And there's the rods just down there. But yeah, I'm going to walk you down here. Look how comfortable I actually am. Got my tracker retainer out in case I have my 40. I'm saving it now, ready to christen for my first 40 of the year, 2017. Brand new, never used, extra large, can fit a 70-pound carp in, happy days. But look, so check this out. Rods, looking sexy, going out, bang on the money. I've even got a bucket laying about. Look, everything's nice, look, wood all round here. Just tuck my little main big bag in there. Remember, I've got my van, I've had to pop my van in the car park, so it's just unloading here. Got my pod here for recording, retainer and waistling, little chair to sit down and have a cup of tea outside. You know, spom, another third rod in here, look, cosy as, still got bits laying about, I'm still doing the third rod. And look, just down a little tiny slope of a runway, right on my rods in seconds. Let me get this bucket out of the way actually. Don't want to be tripping over that in the night. So there you go. Home to rods. Wow, peace and tranquility at Willow Lake. Love it. No noise pollution whatsoever. Just fish boshing out and heavily feeding. And they've definitely switched on. Well, they've switched on to my bait at least. After the lake not fishing well after the last week, I think it's only done 2 carp in 7 nights. And a lot of unhappy anglers going home without a fish in my first night. Unit. Big fat unit. And it weren't the only unit of the night. I had a mid-20 as well. And I also lost a fish. It opened my hook up a little bit. It took off on a dart and run. May have been my own fault a little bit, but it just really took off as soon as I picked the rod up. And I don't know, it may have been a cat. Jury's out on that one, whether it's a carp or a cat. I'm swinging more likely towards a cat, but some of these carp fight really hard, so it could have easily been a huge carp. But we're not going to think about that now because we've got her to deal with. Happy days. Not sure how big she is yet. She's definitely a unit. We'll shortly find out. Just had a nice cup of tea and got the rod back out on the spot. Out to that way. And yeah, so we'll get her out shortly and have a look. Happy days. Hi guys, here we are. I've just took some steel picks and weighed this absolute unit, 35.5 pounds, and it is a proper chunk. So a bit of bad news comes with this chunk. As I was just taking the steel picks, I had the fish in mid-air and my right hand margin rod absolutely tore off and I just lost the fish. Just cut my rig in half under the snags. Obviously I couldn't get to the fish quick enough. I had this on the mat. The main thing was to make sure this fish didn't come to any harm. So I had to quickly shut the retainer, zip it, quickly dunk it in the water quickly, and then so this fish is all safe. And then get to my rod. I picked it up, felt a few knocks, and then pulled, and it just snapped the rig. Just goes to show you've got to be on your rods fast when you're in the margins like that, and I would have been if I hadn't been picturing a fish. So bit gutted, but obviously still made up with this. My biggest fish of 2017 so far, and an epic start to the year. So we're in April. I've already had 3 30s now, and really getting onto the fish. So yeah, real bruiser this one. Lovely fish, big nice 35 pound mirror. Happy days. Fought like a cat. Real thick set fish. Oh, a real thick set fish. Yes, that's it. So give you one more look at her. I'm going to slip her back and worry about getting that margin rod back out there. Caught absolutely melted off. Epic run. It just screamed. One-toned me. I've been waiting for that bite all night and all morning from first light, and it had to go when I had my hands full with a 35 pound mirror. Calm down baby, let's have one more look at you. I'll get you up, gal. Full of energy still. Make sure you give these big gals plenty of rest. And happy days. What an absolute unit. Yes, epic. Getting bang onto the fish again. The lake's only done 3 fish in the last 7 days, and I've had 3 bites in my first night. So still getting it right. Looks like that change from this end of the lake from my other end has paid off. I went with my instincts, and never go against your carp sense. I felt like I was going to do a better fish from up this end and get on the fish better, and it's paid off. What an absolute epic chunk. Big old gob on it, big old fat cheeks, proper made up. One more look, say bye. Big old blackhead, epic. Right, I'm going to get this baby back and reset that trap on the margin, and I shall speak to you in a bit. Happy days, get in there. Ah. What you guys would want a lovely look at the lake. About 15-20 minutes before dark. I love these April evenings. Very nice. So we're heading into the second evening now. Still at the 2 fish mark. Happy days, I'm happy with that 35. Don't matter if I don't catch for the rest of the month now, to be honest. 230s this month, more than happy with that. And yeah, it's been, apart from myself, everyone else has been struggling a bit, to be fair. Actually everyone has struggled apart from myself. So I feel quite lucky to have banked a few of these big girls already. And I've still got tonight left. And then I've got next week for part 5. I managed to get on. Oh! Well, you've seen the take, guys. To say I'm upset is an understatement. Just dropped another fish. Not happy. Managed to get it clean away from the snag as well. Right out, it was safe. Just heading out into open water and it just dropped off. Hook still perfectly sharp. No reason behind it all. Had it under control at this point. Got onto the rod within seconds. Frustrating. Could have been the 30 I'm after. The aim is just to get a 30 out the margins. I've missed my margin fishing through the winter. I love it. Can't wait for summer and spring. Or late spring. And I thought I'd try my luck, get one out the margins this session. And yeah. I've had 2 bites from that snag now lost. Yeah, obviously I think I spoke about it earlier. So I had the 35 in my hands and my rod ripped off when I was doing the pictures earlier. That's 1 fish lost. Got me in the snag this time, got on the rod in seconds. Got it under control. Obviously 1 wrong shake of the head and it just dropped off. But I still think there's another bite in it if I'm lucky. It's a bit of a missed opportunity, to be honest. That was definitely a bonus fish, that would have been. But I'm still going to make the most of it. I've still got the rest of tonight and tomorrow morning. And hopefully I'll pinch 1 more bite. Hopefully I'll speak to you either later on tonight or in the morning. See you in a bit. Well, not a lot to report on from last night's actions. Nothing in fact, apart from a £2 tench. But Mike the owner's just walked round and no one else has had anything else either. A few cats have been out, no carp. So and he says it's fishing really tricky and moody at the minute. So I feel kind of lucky to have got 10-11 fish out that I've got while I've been here the last few weeks. And hopefully it will come good in my last session. Maybe pinch a few more bites. But in all, I'm really happy at 35. I'd have been happy with just the 1 fish. I actually lost another fish. Oh no, you guys seen that last night actually. So I've lost 2 now. And caught 2, which is not good. I hate losing fish. Especially when they feel good, like one of them did. It eats you up inside. If you're a carp angler, you will know this. But all in all, it's been a beautiful trip. My little daughter come down and spent the night with me last night, as she loves to come night fishing. And it just feels good to be down here, really. I do like the place. I like the owner, Mike, as well. He's a nice lad. Probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Never gives you any trouble. Just as long as you don't abuse the rules here, and you're just left alone to your own devices. Yeah, it's very nice. But in saying that, just before, that's why I flicked the camera on, there is some fizzing up going on my margin spot. So just when I will, and I'll just zoom in there, you might actually see some fizzing. I can see the bubble coming up. It might not come, no you can't, it's not coming through on the camera. I'll have to get a lens with a better zoom on it. But all in all, it's been a nice trip. I've had a 30, I've had a 20, and we've still got 4 hours left or so. And they are fizzing up on the margin spot, so you just don't know. We're still in there with a chance, and that's the main thing. But I'll give you a little update before I leave, and we'll have a little chat about what's going to happen next week and where we go from here. And I look forward to getting back on the bank next week. But I shall see you in a bit anyhow. Sadly, that's it for me for part 4. And another week done at Willow. So what can I say about this session? Some highs and some lows. Lost 2 fish, but also had 2 fish and banked a 35, so I don't really know what to think. Obviously over the moon with a 35, but a little bit upset I had that hook pull. But there you go, it's carp fishing. Can't win them all. And we shall be back to try and conquer on part 5, which will be the last time you see me down Willow. And we'll move on to the next. So I'll see you next week and see what we can get on the bank then. See you in a bit.